Excited to bring it to you again. I'm Alex Sobario. That guy, he's Rudy Medelis.
That's right, and we won't keep you waiting any longer. You've been waiting almost 2 years, some of you, for this, so let's get right to it.
Yeah, some of those teams that we've been covering haven't played a varsity game in over 600 days. They finally were able to do it here tonight. Two teams that did get to play last year. We'll start with our game of the week as Brownsville Hanna, the co-champs of District 32 6A last year, playing host to the Mercedes Tigers, who bring a ton of pieces back from that high-powered offense that went toe-to-toe with Pioneer last year in the district title game. They're hoping for a championship this year. Let's take a look at the highlights from Sam Stadium. Opening drive here for the Tigers as Sam Stadium was packed for this one. And Roger Adame with a gutsy call here on 4th down and 7, as written by our Monica de Anda. Michael Cisneros, the quarterback, back for his senior season, diving towards the end zone looking for the pylon. Wasn't able to get there, but on the next play, the Tigers punch it in and make it a 7-0 lead. And then in the second quarter for the Tigers, starting this drive on their own 19 at Cisneros. This time, it's going deep, hitting his man, Javier Sanchez, and it's on the money. And Sanchez off to the races. A pair of Eagles trailing him from behind. He leaps into the end zone, 81 yards for the touchdown. Tigers on top, 14-0 early in the second. Hanna looking to respond here. It's Joshua Vela. He keeps it, takes it in himself, refuses to go down. Eagles chipping away at the lead, and it's 14-7. And then Mercedes backed up, but going for it again on 4th down. Sanchez takes off. There's no way he's going down. No one within 5 yards of him. Look at him go. 21-7 at that point. Hanna again looking for a spark on offense. Vela throwing. He's picked off. Alan Gonzalez comes up with it. The second turnover by the Eagles in the first half, and the Tigers defense looking sharp tonight. Mercedes looking to cash in on the interception, and they do. Cisneros over the top. Joseph Rocha. 28-7 at that point. Our final score, let's take a look at it. 42-14, Mercedes knocks off the Hanna Golden Eagles in this one in our game of the week. Another big game, Vela versus McAllen Memorial. This one going on in McAllen's Veterans Memorial Stadium. Vela, always the class of District 31 6A McAllen Memorial in 16-5A Division II, but they've got a new head coach. First things first, 1st and 10, Chase Campbell, the new quarterback, replacing A.J. Sotelo. He finds Pablo Rivera, the touchdown in the end zone, make it 7-0. We'll go to the second quarter now. 2nd down and 17, Mustangs deep in their own territory. It's J.P. Cortez, and he's sacked for the 2-yard loss right here as the Vela defense, highly touted here, comes up with the celebration, comes up with the sack here. Same drive here, and it's Derek Silva trying to keep the Mustangs on the field. He fumbles the ball, and SaberCats able to get it in for the touchdown. And let's take a look at the score here, the final tonight from McAllen's Veterans Memorial Stadium. We can pull that final score up. Don't have the score. All right, so Edinburgh Vela comes up with the victory over McAllen Memorial tonight. McAllen High taking on Edinburgh High. First quarter, Mac High. There we go. This one from Richard Flores Stadium in Edinburgh. All right, against Mac High. Mac High and Edinburgh, classic rivalry here between these two teams. As McAllen High have it here. Mac High fumbles. Jaden Henderson. Edinburgh's Jordan Ayala comes up with the sack. Then in the first quarter here, McAllen High takes it down the sideline here. It's Hunter Curl to Christian Echazareta to set up 1st and goal here for Mac High. Move to the second quarter. It's more from Hunter Curl. Fires it over here to the left side, and it's Weston Guzman into the end zone for the touchdown. Mac High takes a 7-0 lead there. In the second quarter, Mac High, it's Hunter Curl again to Echazareta. This time it's from long range, from deep in his own end zone, and fires it long and goes all the way to the house for the touchdown to make it a 14-0 lead for Mac High. The final over at Richard Flores Stadium tonight, 14-6 the score there, McAllen over Edinburgh High. Now, we do have a wrap-up from the game over at Edinburgh Vela taking on McAllen Memorial. Our Brandon Benitez was there, and here's what he had to say.
What a way to kick off the 2021 high school football season down here in the Valley. And it started off with the SaberCats showing out and dominating the Mustangs from start to finish. It was the start of the Chase Campbell era for the Vela SaberCats, and he looked comfortable taking over for A.J. Sotelo, who graduated last year. Campbell looked comfortable in the pocket. I spoke to John Campbell after the game, after his new quarterback's performance.
Obviously, the best thing to do also when you're breaking in a new quarterback is be able to run the ball, and we were able to run the ball at times.
He also had help from some defense. The SaberCats really showed out tonight and put on a great defensive performance for the Mustangs, holding them to just 6 points and a lot of stuffed runs all night long. A lot to be impressed with from Campbell.
I mean, anytime you keep a team like this, it's physical in nature, down to 6 points. You know, that was huge. So I thought our defensive guys, our defense players, our defensive staff did a tremendous job.
But the story of the night was a strong run game headed by Pablo Rivera going into the end zone. 3 scores in just the first half alone.
As a team, you know, at practice we've been executing and all that. You know, we've been working our tails off, and you know, all this hard work, it ain't for nothing.
Yeah, he's a real versatile athlete, and it's fun to have him, and we're kind of playing with him a little bit. We're putting him in some multiple spots, and he's able to handle it.
What a game for Pablo Rivera. He was living in the end zone all night long. Now the SaberCats, they have a tough task lying ahead of them. They have to face Harlingen High School next Thursday on a shortened week. Meanwhile, McAllen Memorial has to get over this loss pretty quickly. They are back at this stadium next Friday night to face Mac High. In McAllen, Brandon Benitez, Channel 5 Sports.
All right, thank you, Brandon. Los Fresnos taking on Ed Couch Elsa tonight at Leo Aguilar Stadium. Falcons taking the lead first. And there you can see him running in. The excitement, Matt Padilla, one of the Falcons baseball stars from last season, running in the touchdown here. 7-0 Los Fresnos. Jackets would respond with that ground and pound game they're known for. Jonathan Castillo evens things up here, running it right in, 7 apiece. Then it's Padilla again with the touchdown right after this play right here. The Falcons are going to take a 14-7 lead. There it is right there. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful blocking. Running it right in. Great job. Final from Leo Aguilar Stadium tonight. Falcons 23, Ed Couch Elsa 7. At Burnett Stadium, Raymondville hosting La Feria. You can see all the excitement there as well. Everyone's excited to be back no matter where you are. First quarter, La Feria's Aaron Trevino hands the ball off to Zion Dickerson. He gains ground within reach of the end zone, but it would be in the next play La Feria would go in. They're staying on the ground. Trevino handing off to Angel Lomas, who runs it in for a touchdown. Extra point good. La Feria up 7-0. Raymondville is not going to take it quietly, though. Jason Cantoon throwing this absolute bomb of a Hail Mary to Dominic Gonzalez, who takes it in for a touchdown. You can hear the electric crowd there. Missed field goal, however. Extra point, however. La Feria up 7-6 after a missed point. Trevino won't be outshined in this shootout. He throws to Julian Torres for a touchdown. La Feria 14, Raymondville 6 after connecting there. Trevino throws another pass later on, but it's tipped and lands right in the hands of Joaquin Trevino. Angel Camarillo taking it to the end zone after this play. Right, there you go. There you go, and there's the play that scores. That would be the final score at Burnett tonight. 20 La Feria, Raymondville 6. And in the first quarter over at Rio Grande City, the Rattlers, Brian Perez delivering the ball to Steven Garcia, finishes a few yards from scoring. Brian Perez rushing touchdown, 6-0. Victor Cardenas would right after that go with the touchdown, 12-0 Rattlers. And CJ Garcia would take it in right here. After this play, CJ Garcia would get the ball running that in for a touchdown. The final for this game is going to be Rattlers 25, Gladiators 14. And taking a look at tonight's scores, Mercedes Tigers 42, Brownsville Hanna, Golden Eagles 14, Ed Couch Elsa 7. Los Fresnos would beat them with 23 points. In La Feria and Raymondville, 44 La Feria, Bearcats 26, and Port Isabel Tarpons, their home opener, 54-6 against the St. Joseph's Bloodhounds. And looking at Roma and the Rattlers again, 25-14 there, the score, and Berg Villa Sabercats 42, McAllen Memorial Mustangs 6 points.
And more scores to pass along here. McAllen High over Edinburgh 14-6. It's Rowe falling to the Greyhounds over at Bobby Morrow Stadium 20-13 the final there. As we move along with our fifth quarter graphics here, Harlingen South over Brownsville Veterans 34-9. Big win in Izzy Gonzalez's debut as the Harlingen South head coach. Let's take a look what else we've got here for you as Wesco Panthers, Wesco East. That game canceled tonight, as was Donna North and the matchup against Donna High School. Elsewhere in the Valley tonight, as Palmview 10-7 victory over La Jolla in the battle over at Pack Stadium. Hidalgo with a 49-0 victory over the Valley View Tigers. and it was Progreso falling to La Villa. Big one over at Cardinal Stadium in La Villa, 62-3 the final there. And Santa Maria falls to MMA tonight by a final of 55-14. Still more to come here on the fifth quarter. We've got more highlights to bring you, plus a wrap-up from our big game of the week with Monica Diana that's coming your way next. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, just white VOs.
Can we copy and paste that La Villa Progreso from the 10 into B9? Welcome back to the fifth quarter. Alex Del Barrio here. We're going to take you back to Sam Stadium for our game of the week. Monica de Anda with some post-game reaction as the Mercedes Tigers knock off the Hanna Golden Eagles. Monica.
We were anticipating a much tighter game between Brownsville Hanna and Mercedes, but it was the Tigers all night long on both sides of the ball. They dominated this one. It was touchdown after touchdown for this hungry Mercedes team.
I mean, this is a statement game, but we knew what we were capable of.
The offense clicking on all cylinders, and the Tiger defense also looking stellar on their season debut. Hanna quarterback Joshua Vela picked off twice tonight, struggling to take this offense down the field for most of the game.
We're out here to take the ball back. We're out here to get the ball back to our offense and score. That's the job. That's the whole point of us.
And Mercedes took advantage of that. The Tigers keeping their foot on the pedal, and Coach Adame liked what he saw tonight from his boys.
We knew our boys coming in had worked hard all summer. You know, we go to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to put a performance on like this.
And it's all smiles for Mercedes as they head home tonight with a 1-0 start to their season. Hanna will have to figure out how to get their offense clicking under new quarterback Joshua Vela. Next week, they'll have a chance to right the ship against Sherryland. And now, as for the Tigers, they will stay on the road. Next week, they face Edinburgh North. In Brownsville, Monica de Anda, Channel 5 Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Monica. The great report there. Mercedes with a phenomenal victory. Now, the Valley 4As last season was pretty rough, mostly because they couldn't start till almost October due to the COVID restrictions here locally, and the rest of the state started on time at 4A and below. So for Raymondville, that meant only one regular season game due to some cancellations. They did go a couple of rounds deep in the playoffs. La Feria, meanwhile, fared a bit better, hoping their 7-on-7 run, though, this summer will propel them to a district championship that they did not win last year. Those two squared off in non-district action tonight. Let's go to Burnett Stadium over in Willacy County tonight. It's always a packed house over with the Raymondville Bearcats in Burnett Stadium. We'll take a look at the highlights here. First, it's Aaron Trevino handed it off to Zion Dickerson, gets the play into the end zone, and finally Angel Lomas punches it in for the touchdown. Extra point is good to make it 7-0 in favor of La Feria. But then Raymondville would respond. Jason Cantu, take a look at this throw. All goes deep down the sideline, down the left-hand side, takes it all the way to the house for the touchdown. Extra point was no good, so it would be 7-6. La Feria still on top, and then La Feria answers back as you see Trevino one more time. That's Aaron Trevino finding Julian Torres. Those two are matching up all over College Station in the 7-on-7 tournament. Extra point good, 14-6 at that point, and then La Feria's Trevino throws a pass. It's tipped, lands in the hands of Joaquin Trevino, and Angel Camarillo would take it home on the next play to make it 20-6 La Feria. The final score, 44-26 Lions over the Bearcats tonight. Now we pick up the action for Port Isabel and St. Joseph Academy in the third quarter. Tarpon's already up 40-6 here in this point of the game, and it's Hector Cross Martinez punching it in the end zone to make it a 47-6 lead. Tarpon's all over the Bloodhounds tonight as they get a big sack. Take a look at the final. It's 54-6. Tarpon's over the Bloodhounds. We move on. Nicky Rowe taking on San Benito tonight. This one over at Bobby Morrow Stadium in San Benito. It's Rowe's quarterback Mateo Llanes tossing this one deep towards the end zone, but it gets picked off. Mariano Garcia comes up with the pick, takes it down the sideline. He's off to the races, but he gets hit and brought down. Big turnover there for the Greyhounds. But then Giannis would get another chance. This time, Giannis back to pass here for the Warriors, and it's good to Atticus De Leon. What a name, Atticus De Leon. And he comes up with the big reception over the middle. And good enough for a first down. Fancy footwork, gets by a couple of defenders. San Benito wouldn't go quietly after that. Nate Claudio with the toss to Jorge Diaz. He runs it in for the touchdown. Not a good light for Giannis, though. He threw this one here, hoping for a touchdown, but Rowan Garcia picks it off. Another interception for the Greyhounds. That vaunted purple defense there for San Benito. They win it 20-13, the final there.
Now to Richard Thompson Stadium, Sharyland playing host to Brownsville Pace. Orly Lopez would connect with Ricky Vasquez, who blazes by Pace defenders there for a touchdown, and it is 7-0 Sharyland. Sharyland defense would force a fumble in the next series here in this next video, but they couldn't recover it. But they will make up for it quick. Lopez threading the needle right here, connecting with Tomas Robinson for the touchdown. Another score for them there. Sharyland defense after that, forcing yet another fumble right here. Pace, however, will recover, and again making up for it right after this. Lopez to Alan Gonzalez for the TD. The final from Richard Thompson. Sharyland 42, Pace 28.
All right, we'll go to La Villa, taking on Progreso tonight. This one, a big matchup over in La Villa near the Delta area. AJ Contreras comes up with a rushing touchdown, but they would be called back. There would be a penalty marker on the play. Even though he runs this one in, no one there to stop him. But unfortunately, that one would get called back due to the penalty. Then it'd be Juan Ortiz with the pass here for La Villa, throws it and finds Keanu Escobar. This time it's Chris Cardosa bringing him down on the defense here for the Cardinals. And then it's Christian Ortiz with the rush here for La Villa. Comes up with a couple of yards here, bounces off a couple of defenders, gets to the 2-yard line, and then Ortiz would later punch it in to the end zone to make it a 6-0 lead for La Villa. But La Villa pounds Progreso tonight. 62-3 is the final there. One more score to pass along. Harlingen over Laredo United South. The score 34-10 tonight. So Harlingen picks up a big win over at the Laredo Student Activities Center. All right, we're going to come back. We're going to talk to Roy Stroman, the head coach of the Westlake Panthers. Did not get to play tonight. That's coming your way next. All right, welcome back to the fifth quarter. Alex Albarrio here, and one of the benefits to having a 30-minute show now is we have a little bit more time to chat, and we get a chance to chat with Roy Stroman, the head coach of the Weslaco Panthers. Unfortunately, didn't get to play tonight, Coach. Obviously, a COVID situation, and Weslaco East, the big Tanaco Bowl that happens every year. Second year in a row, didn't get to play it. Unfortunate, but safety first, right?
No doubt. That's always been our top priority here at WISD is going to be the safety and for these kids and our community.
All right, you're now in your third season at the helm. Things have been going good last couple of years, obviously. Didn't get to play as many games last year as you wanted, but still made it into the postseason. What do you guys think about this third season with you as the head coach and where you guys are at as a program?
We had 5 games last season, and hopefully, we can get into 10, and then this what happened today. But for the most part, our goals are still the same. Number 1 is going to be for us to contend for a district championship. Number 2 is going to be to make playoffs. Number 3 will be for us to practice on Thanksgiving. Number 4 is for us to play in December. So that's always been the goals at Weslaco High School. The bar has been set by the previous teams, and our seniors know that. So when they go in there, expectations are high.
Well, you've been there at Weslaco for a while, so you know the tradition there and things that have gone well, whether it was Tony Villarreal as the head coach and so on and so forth. How do you feel as the head coach taking over kind of the legacy of what's happened over maybe the last 2 decades?
Oh, no doubt. Tony V was the one that hired me, and I worked under him. I was a defensive coordinator under him, and then Coach Mike Salinas came in, and I was a special teams coordinator. And the good thing about this is I came through the ranks, and I was given an opportunity to be the interim, and then now the head football. So with that being said, expectations are high. I know what's expected, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Weslaco High School, when coaching at Weslaco, it's not like we went to an 0-10,
right,
a 1-9, or a 2-8. It's always been the 10s and 3s and the 11 and 1s and the 9s and 2s and so forth. So, the expectations, goals, we're excited, and we're excited for a good football season.
Last thing I'll ask you, Coach, is numbers are down throughout the state, but certainly in the Valley. We see a lot of even 5A, 6A programs that are struggling to even have a junior varsity program. Obviously, a lot of kids didn't play last year at the sub-varsity level. What kind of challenges are you seeing? What are other coaches telling you about the numbers situation?
Yeah, we're so used to having freshman light, having 2 teams at the freshman, 2 teams at the JV, and this time it's out of my control. It's going to be up to the parents with the pandemic and so forth, but these kids want to play. They want to get out there and participate and play. We just had a football camp a couple of weeks ago, 350 kids. So we're excited, and we're here to open our doors for these kids, but we're going to do it the safe way possible.
All right, Coach, we appreciate you coming in, joining us here a little bit late, but thanks for coming in, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, Rudy.
All right, thanks again for joining us, Coach. Turning now to some Thursday night action, we go to PSJA Stadium where the Javelinas hosted Edinburgh Economides. 2 coaching debuts last night. Sean Van Demergel for the Jags, Abel Estrada for the Javelinas. We start in the first, Javelinas on their own 25, running the triple option. The toss goes to Angel Hernandez, and he's going to blow past, about 6 or 7 defenders there as he runs 75 yards for the TD. 7-0 Southwest. And the Jaguars, after this play right here, would waste no time trying to climb out of that early hole early in the second. Jaguars on the move, a throw into the end zone through the hands of the defender and into the breadbasket of Ray Medina. He comes up with it. Game tied at 7 apiece going into halftime. That score would change the final score from far. Economides gets their first win with Sean Van Demergel at the helm, 17-7 the final there. Some words from Coach on his first win.
I'm just proud of the way our kids have bought into what we're doing. It's not easy what we ask of our kids, the amount of work that we do in practice, the amount of expectations that we have on them, and that's not going to change. And so our kids have really bought in to what we're bringing as a coaching staff and what our expectations are. And so I'm just super proud of our community. I'm super proud of our kids.
Stadium in Hidalgo last night. Danny Longoria, you see him right there, the new head coach of the Mission Eagles. Battle of Conway, but unfortunately not played at Tom Landry Stadium. It was a rough night for Ricky Reyna. Throws over the middle. He gets picked off by Luis Balderas. Again, this game happened yesterday for a Thursday game. And then it'd be Mission's Kevin Guerra back to pass here, firing over the middle, getting into the end zone for the touchdown for a 6-0 lead. Extra point, no good. So 6-0 at that point. Then in the next drive, it's Ricky Reina finding Vincent Abrego down the sideline here, grabs it for the tying touchdown, 6-6. But Eagles win a defensive showdown. The final score over at Bill Pate Stadium, 13-12, the final there. Mission comes up with the victory. Here's head coach Daniel Longoria on his first career victory.
That's what kept us in the game. We won the turnover battle, but at the end of the day, it was one of those deals where boys came through. Players make plays, and we had players making plays today, and we got the win.
Back with more fifth quarter after this. Coming near the end of it here, Rudy, thanks for joining me here. Let's take a look at some more final scores here from tonight. We'll start, again, our game of the week, 42-14 Mercedes over the Eagles of Hannah. Edcouch Elsa falls on the road to Los Fresnos 23-7. Elsewhere, it's La Feria over the Bearcats 44-26, and St. Joe's falls to the Tarpons 54-6.
And taking a look at Roma and Rio Grande City over the Gladiators 25-14. And the SaberCats of Edinburgh Vela taking on the Mustangs at McAllen Memorial. They beat the Mustangs 42-6. And McAllen Bulldogs 14 over Edinburgh Bobcats 6. McAllen Row, the Warriors there, falling to the San Benito Greyhounds 20-13.
All right, and again, Brownsville Veterans falls to Harlingen South 34-9, the final there. Elsewhere, here, Brownsville Pace, they fall to Sharyland 42-28. Brownsville Rivetta falls to PSJA North 20-17. That game being played over at PSJA. These two games canceled. No Tanako Bowl, no Battle of Donna, as both those games were canceled due to COVID-19. Palmview over La Jolla 10-7. Valley View falls to Hidalgo 45-0. That's going to do it for our first edition of the fifth quarter. For Rudy Modelos, Alex Salvadio, so long, everybody. We'll see you in week 2.
Good night.